Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we're going to go ahead and cover my top 10 niche fragrances for the fall of 2015. Now, as I explained earlier in my designer video, I'm getting these videos out a little bit sooner just because people, as I've heard, generally tend to like to know what I'm wearing for the upcoming fall, just so they have kind of an idea of what to actually put in. So, as with all my videos, just want to state, this list is my list. This is not necessarily a list of what I consider the top 10 best fragrances for fall for other people to wear or for in general. These are the fragrances that I've cultivated and am going to be wearing for the upcoming fall, right? So that's a very important note. Another note, fall here in New York, it starts off pretty hot, in September it's still it's still pretty warm in September, and then it starts to tail down, cool down, and then once you start getting into November, December, obviously it's cold at that point. So basically what I'm looking for fall fragrances are fragrances that will do pretty well within the warm weather and at the same time the cold weather when pushed. So they're generally a little bit more versatile, but I do tend to pick a mix of like warm weather fragrances and cold weather fragrances for the fall. Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and get right into the actual list. Now, I want to say, first and foremost, looking at these fragrances, I think I'm tailoring and getting my list down. Obviously, as more fragrances are introduced, I I like this one a little bit better and kind of move it around. But in general, just notice that a lot of the fragrances that I have are the same from last year. They're very few minimal changes. There's kind of like a swap in order from when I wear, but that's just one curious note that I've noticed. All right, so let's get right to the list. At number 10, we've got a fragrance from the house of by Kilian, and the fragrance is called Cruel Intentions. Now, Cruel Intentions, this is the box that comes in, says Tempt Me on it. Now, Cruel Intentions is a fragrance that, personally, I fell in love with. It's one that I fell in love with because it's got this very nice woody smell and at the same time a little bit mysterious for it. And I always just loved it. Well, a lot of people tend to like Back to Black from... They're having a little trouble getting this thing out. A lot of people tend to like Back to Black, but for this one, it just comes off as so different and at the same time so pleasing that I like wearing it. I generally tend to wear it to work. This is one that I mix in wearing it to work just because it has kind of like a little bit of a regal type air to it. Very well put together and very pleasant. Overall, you're basically getting oud, kind of like this papery-ish note, which is coming from Pyrus and vetiver. So you kind of get that little bit of like bitter, like that bitter note from it. So that's pretty much what I'm getting for Cruel Intentions. Cruel Intentions at number 10. At number 9, we've got a fragrance from the house of Montal. Fragrance is called Red Oud. Now, this has made it on my top 10 or longest lasting fragrances. This is a beast in terms of last. This one, when I sprayed it on my clothes, and I sprayed it on a shirt, didn't wear it for a long time, and it was like 3 months later or something like that, that I was still able to smell this going strong on that shirt that I tossed in the closet. Fantastic fragrance. Obviously, I'm not saying wear it, don't shower for months. That's not what I'm saying at all. Anyways, this fragrance, this is oud, and the big note of this one is saffron. Saffron, it gives it this very sweet, I kind of like a sweet, woody type of a scent. It almost feels like a gourmand fragrance that smells like food. I've kind of disagreed with that over time, but I see where it's coming from. It really does have kind of like a scent that you can kind of bite into, and vanilla really brings up this scent as well too. And rose, I think, was the third note. All right, so Red Oud coming in at number 9. Number 8, we've got one from the house of Creed. We've got Tabarome by Creed. Now, Tabarome, another fragrance that not many people like, and actually, my fiance does not like this one because it has tobacco in it, and she's not a fan of that tobacco note or smoky notes. But me, I still love this one, and it's still one that I plan on wearing to work, going through, just daily circumstances, because it has done really well for me at work and, being well put together. One comment that I'd gotten from a lady who I worked with was when I was wearing this, I was dressed up. I didn't exactly have a suit jacket on, blazer, but really nice slacks, really nice shirt, and with this scent, and she was like, "Man, you smell really well put together. You look really well put together." And then she wanted to know what the fragrance was, and then we kind of got into a talk about fragrances. But this kind of evokes that, and it just matches well with my personality. So that's another thing that I like to stress among people. Don't necessarily worry about what other people are wearing too much. Get that for your cues, but ultimately you're going to decide what you want to wear and the image that you want to put off. So for this one, Tabaron kind of accomplished that at number 8. Number 7, we've got a fragrance from the house of Christian Dior. The fragrance is called Ambre Nuit. Now, Ambre Nuit is a fragrance that I initially stopped wearing for a while just because of the fact that it gave me bad memories about my ex. And so I stopped wearing it and didn't really get into it. Now, the ex is completely cleansed from the system, and while this still does kind of remind me of her, it doesn't remind me of her in like in a negative way or a positive way at all. This is a scent that I'm now kind of creating my own memories in my head from, so which is very pleasant because I really did like the scent for it. Now this scent is amber, rose, and I'm forgetting a note here. It's amber, rose, and spices basically is what this scent is. Very simple and at the same time kind of complex, and it kind of has this lipsticky feeling to it. Being a Christian Dior fragrance, not very surprising, but Ambre Nuit coming in at number 7. Number 6, we've got a fragrance that I usually like to wear in the spring, but I'm going to pull this one out for the fall again, and this is called D600. Now, Carner Barcelona's D600. This one is one, like I mentioned, that I like to wear in the spring, kind of towards my heavier scent, but this one I'm going to start wearing in the fall. This one has a vanilla, iris, spicy type vibe to this scent that works really well with kind of shifty weather. Especially weather where it's like mild. Weather where it's not too hot, whether it's not too cold, this does well. And I tend to wear this one when I dress up. So I don't really throw this into my normal casual rotation. But if I'm going somewhere, if I'm going to be at an event, this is one scent that I definitely reach for. It's D600 by Carner Barcelona. Number 5, we've got another fragrance that I generally tend to wear in the spring or the summer. We've got, from the house of MFK, Cologne pour le Matin. Now, I have been wearing this one quite a bit now. Surprisingly, this one lasts all day despite being a fresh scent. And you're going to get bergamot, lemon, and thyme with this one. If you like the smell of thyme, then I highly suggest that this is thyme. I highly suggest that you check this scent out because you're probably going to like it. If thyme was ever, if the herb thyme is something that you like smelling, then you're probably going to like this smell. Either way, it smells very fresh, very nice to wake up to. This is one of my casual go-tos, and it's definitely going to be one that I'm going to wear while it's still warm as a casual scent, kind of walking around and going out. Great compliment getter, great projection, great sillage, overall great scent. Number 4, we've got one from the house of Creed. We've got Spice and Wood. Now, Spice and Wood by Creed. This one, obviously, huge flacon. I've got a lot of juice to wear, and this is in my overall rotation. I wear this casually. I wear this to work. I wear this going out. I wear this in almost any scenario scent, basically. It's a great scent, and it's self-explanatory as to what is in it. Spices and woods, basically. And very simple, very understated, but at the same time, great smelling. You smell mature, you smell well put together, and I absolutely love it for it, and that's why it's in my rotation. Creed, Spice and Wood coming in at number 4. This one I would probably say out of all of the next 3 that are coming up as the one that I'm going to be wearing the most, just because I have the most juice, and the other 3 next that are coming up I'm trying to ration just because I'm holding it off and I love the scents, and yes, but this is my go-to scent for the fall. Number 3, we've got one that used to be at number 1. It's moving down just because I've been rationing it a little bit more. Spiritu d'Auvigny. I'm sorry, I butchered that one. I am completely sorry for that. I always have problems pronouncing that. But either way, this one is vanilla. It's rum. It's even just, you notice how the sprayer, the atomizer is right here? Even just waving it around, I can just smell it and wafting up it. It's a beast in terms of projection, longevity, lasts a long time. 1 spray, 2 maximum. 1 spray is usually what I go for, and you are good for the day, basically. Just 1 to the chest and you're just good. Fall baby, basically. It's just a fantastic fragrance for the fall, and I tend to wear this one kind of like where I'm like, you know what? It feels like an SDV day. I'm gonna go ahead and wear this one. I generally don't wear this one to work just because of the power on this one and how sweet it smells like. But Yes, definitely a great scent for casual and going out, or not going out casually, but I mean going out for a dinner or something like that. All right, STV. Number 2, we've got one from the House of Bond. Bond number 9's Andy Warhol. The fragrance with Andy Warhol's face on the cover of it. This one is it's oud, vanilla, and plum. Now, plum is a note that I have fallen in love with as of the recent 2 years. I love it when it's used in scents because to me, for some reason, it just comes off as sweet but not too sweet. It's like sweet, but it can double as a mature sweet to it and not like a playful or a kiddie sweet. And so that's why I fall in love with. And this one, it just does fantastic. Garners compliments, highly versatile. This is one that I do wear to work as well. Just a fantastic fragrance all around, and it comes in at number 2 for my scents. Number 1 for my scents, we've got the same number 1 as last year. If you're paying attention, we've got Chambre Noir. Now, Chambre Noir, Olfactive Studios. I am so glad that I bought this because this is one of my favorite fragrances. And almost definitely, when the time comes, I'm going to have to repurchase another bottle of this, and I'll probably go for the bigger one because I want this one around for the rest of my life. This one, it is leather, plum, and some woods in it, basically. It just comes off, and some like this paper note, almost like a papyrus note. I don't think it has papyrus in it, but it has this kind of like paper note to it. It's just such a fantastic fragrance. It gets compliments out the wazoo, compliments on my skin just left and right, and another fragrance that people have just up and down sworn that smells fantastic on me, and I just wear it for pretty much great sorry about the cop car. I wear it for situations where I know that I am going to be in close contact with people, and people are going to be smelling me and, usually have a reaction to it. This is my go-to buddy, basically. All right? Chambre Noir, my favorite fragrance for the fall from the niche line, or from Niche fragrances for 2015. Let me know what your niche picks are. Always curious what you guys are wearing. Love hearing about it. That's pretty much it. All right? Thank you guys. You guys take care of yourselves and have a great day.